This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Rooker, it's a fly ball to deep center. Robert going back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Adolis Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the wall. And the legend grows. Ronald Acuna, another milestone in a truly historic season.
Julio with an absolute nuke out to left field.
It's Labor Day. And like a
From humidors to Stuff Plus to walk-off dingers, we have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of A's Cast Live. I hope you enjoyed your day off. And we are back home. Scoot over a little bit, Johnny. Right there, right there. This is the great Johnny Doskow, if you're watching on YouTube and on Twitter.
Good to see you, buddy.
And we have an unbelievable show for you today. Tyler Soderstrom is going to stop by.
Okay.
Had to talk to him because, as I have said, he is the future. We've been tracking him since he was drafted by the A's. Want to check in, see how he's feeling, because he's been looking a lot better, been looking better at first base. That Forst is going to be here. Trading deadline's coming up. Draft is coming up, so a lot to talk about. I was actually picked off today that the Yankees maybe for Andujar. Remember, he starred for the Yankees in 2013. I'm kind of at a point I don't want to see that, but we'll get into that. And we got hot takes. Am I missing anybody, Commander?
No.
Oh, Mark Gubicza.
Gubby.
The great Mark Gubicza.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
He looks like he's in a long sleeve button-down shirt and a tie. He looked miserable. He is so hot. I said, what's with the tie? He goes, I got to do it. He goes, I'm on this pre and post. You got to do the tie. So
Mark Gubicza looks like he could go out here and give us 7 tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Gooby hasn't aged.
No doubt.
I can't wait to talk to Mark Gubicza. We had him on the program for years, and if he's up there listening, we love Mark Gubicza. Can't wait to talk to him. His teammate Bo Jackson went into the Kansas City Royals Hall of Fame. Gooby is a Royals Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
The stories he has about Bo and his athleticism and a little bit about the Angels, that's coming up. I wanted to start the show before we get to hot takes. I'm going to go to my guy, Bill Moriarty, Athletics Farm. He had Jacob Wilson, 2 more home runs on Saturday. And then the big news, my guy, I've been telling you, Henry Bolte promoted to AA.
Saw that. Yep.
Okay. Now it says here he was slashing 278. He had an on base. He was hitting 278. The slash line is 393 on base, 519 OPS. That's 19 doubles, 11 home runs, 28 stolen bases in 69 games. And then what does Henry Bolte do as soon as he steps up? His first game, he goes 3 for 4, a walk and a stolen base in AA.
Welcome to AA right there. Wow.
I'm just telling everybody this right now.
Local product.
I'm just telling everybody this. Whether it's going to – J.J. Bleday is the center fielder of the future. Whether it's going to be right or whether it's going to be left, Henry Bolte's coming. We've been saying that since the day he came on this program. He took batting practice as a second-round pick out of Palo Alto High School. And we've been tracking him. We've been following him. He is legit. He's coming. It's not going to be this year. It'll be interesting to see the spring. But at least by sometime next year, the way he is going, he will be up with the big club.
Yeah, I mean, that combination of speed and power, we got a little taste of it at spring training, a little tease at spring training, but he's going to be a special one for sure. I mean, anytime you get that kind of combination, that kind of bat-to-ball skills is pretty impressive.
Well, look what we're talking about here. We're looking at Jacob Wilson has shown unbelievable bat-to-ball skills. I mean, he's showing the kind of stuff that like guys like Wade Boggs and Tony Gwynn in the minor leagues. When everywhere you go, you hit so high and above your peers. That's what he's doing. And we'll talk to David Forst about it, but at some point it gets to be so unbelievable how much better he is than everybody else. It is what it is. So we'll talk about that with David Forst. But when you start looking at Geloff, you start looking at Soderstrom, you start thinking about Jacob Wilson, you start thinking about Henry Bolte, you start thinking about what you got. As long as Rooker is still here and Andujar is still, I can start putting a 9 out there that is legitimate from an offensive standpoint to compete. But young players that we have talked about, we're starting to see, and there's more coming, and it's a great sign. Max Schumann has shown he can play all over the diamond once Wilson takes over. Max Muncy's still down there. There is a story to be told.
There is. It was exciting because we started to talk about that last year, but this year it's even more exciting because you're seeing these things kind of come to fruition as we had talked about last year.
Yeah, I'm that's why I wanted to start the show with this today, because like I was following that over the weekend, and you're like, it's starting to happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably gonna. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it yet, but David's at 5:00. So when David Forst is here, I'm gonna say, all right, I got your starting 9 for next year. You ready? Toro at third, Jacob Wilson at short, Geloff at second, Soderstrom at first, two-headed monster behind the dish, and Langeliers and McCann. We'll count them kind of as one. Left field, Andujar. You're going to have Blade in center, and then you're going to have this fight between like Butler, Colby Thomas, maybe other guys you bring in. Right field is kind of a don't know. That's where the battle will be. Rooker at DH. That's a legitimate offense.
No question. It'll be a year more mature. You're seeing the league a year more, so no question about it. It's going to be fun to see.
Well, you start looking at what's the one thing you start thinking about continuity. That's Rooker here for 3 years. Andujar's now been here. It'll be his second year. Toro will be his second year. Geloff will be, this year, the year before. That'll be his third year coming in. Soderstrom his third year coming in. Langeliers is third. These guys have now all played together.
Right.
So many years we just mix and match and just put these puzzle pieces together and pray. That would not be it. This would be Blade's third year. All these guys, continuity. Mm-hmm. I don't know about the starting staff, but with David, I would say, is this something that you're thinking? Because to me, that kind of 9, and I know I put 2 catchers in there. So really the 2 catchers, that gives you 10 roster spots. You got 13. Schumann would be 11 because now Schumann can play anywhere on the diamond.
That's the thing. Schumann can play all over the place and play it well. It's like they always talk about Schumann, like when he plays shortstop, he's a great shortstop. When he plays third base, he's not just a utility guy. He's great at he's really outstanding at every position. So that's gonna help you down the road.
So I'm giving you flexibility with slot 12 and 13 on your roster. I just gave you the 11 guys you could have opening day. Everybody stays healthy, and this is the way it goes. That would be your 11 guys, and you got 2 roster spots. You want to add another outfielder in there, whatever you want to do. That would be what you're going with, at least 11 of the 13.
Right. I like it.
Sounds good to me. I take that. I wish we could do it right now.
Right. Exactly. I love it.
I wish we could do it right now. Yeah. How are you? How was the road? How's everything?
Great. Great to have the off day yesterday. Great to be on the road. I wish they got a few more wins, but my first time at that ballpark at Chase Field calling the games, that was kind of cool. And then, of course, I always like going to Angel Stadium, so that was good.
Angel Stadium, because when we were growing up in Southern California, it was the bowl.
Yes.
So it always trips me out when I walk in. I remember watching Eric Dickerson run the football there.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So it's like I watched Nolan Ryan pitch there, George Brett play there.
Yep.
Right? So it's like it's always strange to me when I go in there and like the outfield's open.
It's wild. I mean,
right?
I have memories there at Towny. We would get we'd pay $2.50 for a general admission ticket. We got our $2 nachos. So for $4.50, we take our nachos and we just do the assume close and sit like 4 rows behind the dugout. We just always sneak it every time. That was Anaheim Stadium for us. We did it every time.
It's like the opposite of this place. This place was wide open. You add Mount Davis.
Yeah.
In Anaheim, it was always enclosed. And it's like they took like a cookie cutter and went down the line and took everything out. Even though it's an older ballpark than this.
Yeah.
It is aged well. I think the Big A's
and the things they've added to it have made it even that much more aesthetically pleasing for sure.
Now, with all the things going on with us off the field, we joked recently with one of their writers, Rhett Bollinger, who covers them for MLB.com. They've had major issues down there. They've had a mayor that was thrown out. They've had indictments. They've had legal stuff. They've had a lot of bad stuff happen down trying to get a new stadium.
Yeah.
So it's almost like everything here in Oakland has saved them from all the bad press that's really been going down in Orange County because it's been awful. FBI's been involved. Speaking of the FBI has been involved. It's been a circus down there. I'm sure they don't even talk about it.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Hear about it.
Well,
No.
Orange County Register, LA Times, there are 2 papers down there.
I do know. I use them. I use them. I know Rendon's coming back soon. That I do know.
Well, there's a sections other than the sports page in these papers.
I'm not very bright. You know that. You know I'm not very bright.
You know what? You are very bright. It's just about the things you care about.
That's right. That's true. Very
It's like
true.
you're one of those guys that it's my world. What I care about matters to me. If I don't care about it, it really doesn't exist or I care.
You got a pretty decent point.
Right?
Decent point there.
Right, there you go. I mean, the man can juggle. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I can juggle and eat the apple. That's factual. I can do that.
He can count cards.
Easy. It's a public show, bro. We're not supposed to say that out loud.
I mean, there's nothing wrong against gambling in Reno or Vegas. The casinos don't know you yet.
Not yet. No.
Yet.
No.
Where are we, Commander? Do you want to get into hot takes here?
Yeah, I updated the open to let Johnny take his victory lap. So let's get to it.
Every once in a while, you hear a really good sports hot take.
Mark this and remember what I told you. The Yankees will not win the World Series.
The Astros will go 17-8 in the month of June, which will propel them to pretty close to a top the AL West.
Then you hear some really bad hot takes.
Edwin Diaz will not record another save this season
Oh
for the New
my
York Mets.
God. I'm calling it now. There will be a collapse in Milwaukee, and the Chicago Cubs will catch them.
Angel
That was last year.
Hernandez retiring is bad for baseball.
Well, on A's Cast Live, all takes are
You
hot
hated that
takes. It's time for Hot Takes Tuesday with Chris Townsend, only on A's Cast Live.
Okay, that take goes into the vault of we're going to have like worst hot takes of all time. The baseball will miss Angel Hernandez. Literally, not only was Bogarted from Dallas Braden, but is literally one of the worst takes of all time.
You may say that, but I'll tell you what, we're still talking about him, right? We're still talking about him.
No, we only
Yeah,
talk
we
about
are.
because you had that hot take.
Well,
I haven't heard one person miss not one person say, God, you know what? Kind of miss Angel Hernandez around here.
he gets baseball in the news. I don't know. I miss him. I miss him. I really do.
Have you been in the big leagues long enough to say you liked him?
Yeah, that's a good point. Only my second year. It's true.
Go ahead, take your victory lap. That was a big hot
I
take.
appreciate that. Yeah, and we'll see how they. I mean, look, they're 2 games over 500. They play great baseball. The Astros have, and 17-8. I need that last win to make that hot take work.
Yes.
You know, I want to make it clear. I don't like the Astros. I'm not. I'm not rooting for the Astros, folks. You know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna step out of the camera and let Johnny say this by himself.
This is factual. I am not an Astros guy. I just had a feeling about this because this team is
You were pretty hot and heavy on the hot take, if I remember.
Yeah, this team has been there before, and they're a veteran club, but it was time for them to get hot, and they got hot at the time.
They started calling you Space City Johnny.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I said they'd still win the AL West.
You did. It's all about Cody. It's all about the commander, right?
Oh, he'll always bring it back to him.
Oh, it's about the commander. Yeah. But
just like how you're
Thank you.
smart about certain things.
Yeah.
Cody, if it's not about him, it's not like even in the realm. Like if it's not coming back to him, like you'd be like, hey man, I only got 21 days to live. Oh, did I tell you I got a bad back and I gotta go to the chiropractor? It's factual. Hot take.
Love him though. I love him.
My hot take.
What's your hot take?
Well, put it this way. When they say there's no I in team, he'll always remind you there's an M and an E.
Right.
Me.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you got?
The National League will have their first Triple Crown winner since Ducky Medwick in 1937 when Shohei Ohtani wins the Triple Crown.
That's a good hot take. Wow. I like that. I really like that.
Ducky Medwick, what year was that?
Ducky Joe Medwick.
1937 for your St. Louis Cardinals.
Medwick had a ton of doubles in his career.
I saved my one I originally had. I changed it, and I'm going to use it next week for the All-Star break. You'll like it.
Okay. Ohtani is going to win the Triple Crown. But by the way, why do they keep saying he's going to be the first DH to win the MVP?
Edgar Martinez, did he win?
No.
Who?
He already won it.
He's already won
Yeah.
it.
Maybe they said he was the first one when he won it.
No, they're saying
they've been saying it on MLB Network.
it's because before he pitched, now he's just purely a DH.
Oh,
is what
okay,
they're
gotcha.
technicalities, what they're probably trying to go with here.
Offensively, he has played nothing but DH.
A fact, yes.
So How would he be? He's already done that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Edgar
that
Martinez never won an MVP.
Yeah.
Neither did Big Papi. So he would be the first full-time but that's all he's been.
Yes, fact.
I think what he's saying though, he's not pitching this year. That's what he's saying. Just DH, not just full-time DH, no pitching. That's what he's saying.
How much did he pitch in years past anyway?
Quite a bit.
Not as much.
Quite a bit. He's no innings eater.
No, I'm saying
he's already had 2 Tommy Johnsons have been here. You know how much time he's missed?
Absolutely. And I think the Dodgers, I want to talk about this sometime on your show, how the Dodgers should use him next year when he does pitch. I think they should wait till June, work him in slowly so he's strong by the playoffs.
Why? The Dodgers really don't pitch anybody anyway. He's going to fit right in.
They've lost a lot of pitching, haven't they? Yeah.
Well, their strategy, if you look in the minor leagues, their starters go 2 innings, maybe 3 innings. They are not, they're going to throw. And that's what was so funny when everybody starts talking about payrolls and all the money they committed, $1.2 billion in the offseason. It wasn't that long ago when we were tracking it every day, kind of showing everybody the volume of pitchers. The A's and the Dodgers have both used 27 pitchers each. So if you think the pitching and the volume of the pitching, teams that spend a lot, it's basically like when we first started talking about the opener, and people went, guys with good rotations don't use the opener. I remember your partner, Hot Take Vinny, once told me in the treehouse, good rotations don't use the opener like the Astros. And 3 weeks later, the Astros use the opener. So it doesn't matter how good you are and how much money you spend. Everybody's using a lot of pitching.
Understand that. All I'm saying is with Ohtani, I don't know when he'll be ready to go. For the Dodgers' sake, I don't care. I just think they should work him in slowly so he's strong by October, not work him in April and have him start,
That philosophy, I'd like to know when it's worked.
I just think with Ohtani, it's different.
I just want to know because that to me has been a philosophy like DeGrom.
Yeah.
New York couldn't wait to get DeGrom back, and they slowly got him back, and they got to the playoffs against San Diego, and they lost.
Yeah.
And DeGrom barely got you through 6. So that whole – and I'm not saying either way whether he should start right. I'm just
you want to see the data. You want to see the data.
I know when people say we're going to ease somebody in and hopefully they'll be strong in October, when does that happen? Because I see that fail more often than it is successful.
Well, I just think with Ohtani's a different animal, bro. He's had the 2 surgeries.
And this is the problem with the Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher is all of a sudden you have to completely and once again the Dodgers dealing with Walker Buehler and they're dealing with a lot of stuff.
Dustin May,
right?
all that. Yep.
But this becomes the problem with them and with other teams is when you can't solidify a 5, whether the guys are good or not. The fact that you can't solidify a 5, and now you're dealing with 6, 7, it kind of becomes a train wreck how you're dealing with your rotation.
Yeah, Dodgers have had so many injuries the last few years, right? It really tests their depth.
And
they have a lot of good young pitching.
Let's throw in Ohtani. Who pitches when, where, and how?
Right, I know.
It becomes, you wonder why the Dodgers things don't happen for them in the postseason. They're pitching. No, now we're gonna have to bring in Kershaw. Well, how many starters? How many starters who can't go a lot are you gonna have?
I know.
You only get 13 pitchers, Johnny.
I understand.
How many guys are you going to have that can't take the ball every 5 days on a consistent basis? How many do you want?
I know.
8?
Right, 8 or 9 starters, right?
All right, your hot take.
My hot take is it's kind of a spur of the moment hot take. My hot take is that Brett Harris, who's playing third base for the A's today, will end up with double digits in home runs this year for the A's. And we're talking about 3 months, right? So it's like 7 more home runs, but he had 3 in the first half, right? He's got to stay up here long enough to do, which I think he will. Brett Harris will end the season with 10 home runs for the Athletics. That's my hot take.
Well, with that, let's get everybody updated. 2 guys DFA'd today. Aletmus Diaz, kind of a no-brainer. It's at a point to where when you're the highest paid position player and you don't play, you got to go. You got to go. Newcomb, the lefty, also DFA'd. Brett Harris called up. Tyler Ferguson called up. Great. I like Tyler Ferguson.
I agree. He did
Big dude, got
bullpen.
good stuff.
Yep.
Reliever, throws hard. You were obviously with Newcomb. You're too left-handed heavy in the bullpen. It's way too many left-handed options. You need more righty. You need more velocity. Is there any other Commander, any other moves that
No, it was just those two, and then Harrison.
I was just too excited about Henry Bolte going to Double
Yeah,
A.
exactly. That was a good move. Harris will hit 10 home runs for the A's this year.
10 home runs.
At least 10. 10 or more. Yep.
All right, so Space City Johnny has Harris hitting over 10 or more.
I got Ohtani winning the Triple Crown.
Okay, here's mine.
What's
and
yours?
I literally, out back, TV, backyard, I'm watching this, saw it on Twitter, X for you kids, and I literally want to jump through my phone and punch John Heyman. John Heyman is such a Boris hack that whatever Boris tells him, he is going to report. He is now trying to float out there that the LA Dodgers are going to do a Shohei Ohtani contract for Juan Soto, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
What?
That is going to be in play. That him staying in New York, staying a Yankee, even flirting with the whole Mets thing, that it could be possibility this offseason that Juan Soto signs a Shohei Ohtani
Like a $600 to $700 million deal?
deal.
Wow.
Where it's all, and I'm telling you right now, 100%, that will not happen. I am calling it right now. Mark the tape, like we're an old school television show. Mark the tape.
I mark all these.
This will not happen. I absolutely 100% guarantee it. And let me tell you something. If this even was to happen, this now becomes such a major problem for this sport overall. You're now becoming like the United States government, where you're pushing your deficit so far back.
Yeah, and that's a hot take by Heyman too. Like, right? Come on.
It's not a hot take by him because it's all coming through Boris.
Oh, it's coming through. Okay,
It's all coming through Boris. It's all.
You got Gooby here, man.
Yeah. So
yes.
Hot take. It will not happen.
All right. Hey, thank you. Good to see you.
Have a good call.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
We got to get. This is A's Cast royalty right here when you talk about Mark Gubicza. And we will get you out of here quick because it's hot. How are you?
Dude, I was down here like 30 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, that'll be no problem. And all of a sudden, I look like, oh.
You ready to rock? Yeah, let's go. Everybody, you know him, Mark Gubicza, great Kansas City Royal, broadcaster for the Los Angeles Angels and one of the great friends of A's Cast Live. How are you?
Chris, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
I was thinking about you this weekend, knowing that you were coming on, but it has nothing to do with the Angels.
What are you talking about? The Eagles or something else important? Bo Jackson going in the Royals Hall of Fame?
I thought about you. Obviously, you're in that Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I know you were great friends with Bo Jackson.
Yep.
At first, because I was doing TV for us over in San Francisco, and we showed the highlight, first thing I thought is, how is Bo Jackson not in the Kansas City Royal Hall of Fame? That shocked me.
I voted for him every year. As a member of the Hall of Fame, you get a chance to put your vote in there, and I did, and it was pretty cool. He gave me a little shout-out in his acceptance speech, so I thought that was awesome.
What did it mean to you for him to go in knowing truly how great of an athlete, a person, a teammate he was?
Well, I mean, just to see what he did on the baseball field, I was lucky enough to see what he did on the football field also on a daily basis when I used to go to the Raider games there when they were in L.A., but the things he did, I mean, I saw, you just remember that 475-foot home run for first home run. His first hit, I saw George even talk about it, hits a home run foul that to this day Bo still says was fair, was just too far over the foul pole. And then he hits a ground ball to the second baseman. He beats it out. And we're like going, what human being hits a ball that far and then hits a ground ball as a right-handed batter to a second baseman and beats it out? That's why he was just so superhuman.
I think our younger generation of fans, they don't understand. So when you're doing a pre and post game show on TV and we showed the highlight and we showed the very end of his speech where everybody got up and then we got to elaborate. I really didn't get to talk about it. I'm like, kids, you're talking about a man, spring training, full baseball season, 6 months plus spring training, would then get on a plane and head to LA and immediately become the best running back in football.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I remember Bob Golick, who was a really good defensive lineman for the Raiders. At one point, I'm sitting there on the sidelines, I'm sitting next to Magic Johnson. I'm thinking, oh, I'm super cool here.
Yeah.
And then Bob Golick walked over, he goes, this dude is just ridiculous. I mean, he just walked off the baseball field and he's flying by everybody. And if he feels like it, he'll just run over anybody there was. So, I mean, like I said, it was just, I think in our era right now, the only guy that I feel that there's a lot of great players, but Shohei Ohtani, because I remember I was trying to get them together last year when we were going to Chicago. I said, Bo knows Show, because Shohei does stuff, it's out of this world from the pitching side, hitting side, but Bo does it on a more physical way, playing the outfield, hitting, running the bases, and then going to the football field where other guys just want to kill you on the football field, yet he could do both so good.
And that whole Nike campaign, Bo knows, he was such a star, but just a country boy.
Yeah, and the thing is, he was just a chill dude. And even like I always tell the story after the All-Star game in '89, we were in Anaheim, we were flying to play the Yankees in New York, and both the pilots come out there and want his autograph, and he's just talking. I'm like, hello, who's flying this plane? Get back up in that cockpit. But he was just such a normal. We land, we're walking through the airport. I felt like I was with Mick Jagger or like Tom Cruise. People were just rushing up to him, and that's pre-social media. I can only imagine what it would have been like for him to play in this era. It would have been impossible for him ever leave his room.
Well, when I think about your career, and you had a fantastic career, and we have our Hall of Fame and we have our retired numbers and everything, and we're going to have our Hall of Fame coming up here a little bit later. What does it mean to you to be in the Royals Hall of Fame? And you guys, you played with great players, you played on great teams, you guys had a lot of success. Like now when you go back as a broadcaster, Mark Gubicza in the Royals Hall of Fame, what does it mean to you?
It's really cool, especially even if for my family aspect. They're always say, Dad, you're in something special, and you don't really think about it a whole lot because it's just everything. Because I kept playing and doing this stuff after that, I haven't really had a chance really to reflect on it. But every time I go back there to the KC, I always make sure I sneak into the Royals Hall of Fame building, and it's pretty cool. Just to know you're always going to be there, you're always going to be able to have that conversation. Years down the road, you could bring the grandkids, whoever else that you want to. You could always bring somebody there and be a part of so many really good players. When you think about it, the Royals had a tremendous run for a lot of years. Now they're playing a little bit better this year. Then they had that good run in 14-15. But there's been some unbelievable players that put on that uniform, and to be up there when it was select few to be put in the Royals Hall of Fame. And I know John Shearholtz got put in there too, he was the architect for our team for a lot of years. He built around pitching, and then supplement around a bunch of good, solid players. You obviously had George Brett there. You bring in Bo Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, he turned out to be okay. He was a keeper. Hal McRae was pretty good. Frank White, but all these guys they found basically from the baseball academy and stuff. Willie Wilson they drafted because he was a good football player, athlete out of Jersey area first round. So they did a lot of good things. And Shearholtz obviously goes to Atlanta and do the same thing, build around pitching, but be around so many good people that then all of a sudden you're always going to say that's a brotherhood we're always going to have.
Yeah, did you see George recently talking about launch angle? It's been going everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's right.
That's the thing. He's still so passionate about the game. I even called him just before Mike Trout got hurt because I know Trouty was struggling a little bit to play, and I asked George, what can I tell Trouty to get him back? And he was like, bam, this all the way through. And I don't want to get into exactly what he told him, but told me to tell him. But it was cool that he was willing to do that. A lot of superstar players, everything came easy for him, so it's hard for them to be coaches or be able to articulate and be able to tell somebody how to get better. But George was a guy that you don't know how great he was going to be. He was a second-round pick, I know that, but he had to work hard. He struggled his first year, but then all of a sudden he turned into winning 3 batting titles in 3 different decades.
We get these notes, and I've been mentioning it now for quite some time, right? I can tell Logan O'Hoppe and Neto has been hitting bombs. I got these notes every single game. Problem is, Trout's not in him anymore.
Yeah.
And it's sad, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I even talking to him the other day because he had a press conference. He's feeling better. He's getting closer to doing baseball activities. I don't think once he starts to run around the bases and swing the bat, I don't think it'll be that much longer. But now to see how these young guys are developing early in the season when he was playing, he was the whole focal point of your whole offense. He had 10, 11 home runs, but he had to think he already had a five-run home run every time at the bat because the young guys were ups and downs, which you normally have. Now these guys, the O'Hoppes and Netos and Shawnawells, they're going like this now. So they're on the upswing, and they're only going to get better. And then when you get Trout back in there, everything's going to be so much better.
Are you worried that all-time great, who could be one of the all-time greats, that we may never get that because we're starting to see that where he is with his age, always an injury problem? Are you worried?
You know what? Because he's such a good friend, we're connected, obviously, from back east, Philly area. And we went to a bunch of Eagles games, or we say Eagles games back there, that it is, because I remember when he first 10 years or so, or even his first couple years, He's Ted Williams. He's Joe DiMaggio. He's Willie Mays. He's Ricky Henderson, you know, with that power, the speed, and everything. You were talking about it, the all-time greats. And he was on that way too. And then all of a sudden injuries have slowed him down. But like I always say, like Kobe Bryant, the guys like Kobe Bryant or even LeBron James, you look at basketball, they reinvent themselves. They still become relevant and become just as good as they once were, that everyone still will have a chance to see that.
Yeah, because it could be one of those all-time. I still am trying to get with Logan O'Hoppe because I think we could make a lot of money. I'm saying we put Irish pub right outside the Big A, O'Hoppe's.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We'd be printing money with this kid's hot.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he's the nicest human being on the planet, too. And he's already a leader. I mean, he's doing some really special things behind the plate. He's catching so many innings, which I always think at some point, as great a shape as he is, will that slow his bat down? Because when I look at his body, Mike Sweeney's a guy, even, you know, obviously he played here a little bit too. That's the kind of body he has. And Sweeney was a catcher when he was drafted by the Royals. It eventually goes to first base and DH. That allowed him to continue to be the offensive threat that he was. But he does such a good job behind the plate. There's no way you're going to take him out of there because he's a leader back there. And the pitching staff loves throwing to him.
Two more because we'll get you out of the sun. Do you see promise right now when we talk Shannonwell and Neto and O'Hoppe? Do we see promise going forward for the Halos?
Yeah, I really do. And like I said, for early in the season, they were losing so many of those 1-run, 2-run games. I mean, they were losing them all the time. Now, I think they're 10-2 the last 12 games, games decided by 1 or 2 runs. So they figured out what to do. There's a couple arms, and I got a chance to put on a uniform. I worked with the pitching staff in spring training. There's about 5 or 6 arms led by, Caden Dana, who was going to be in the Futures game coming up. There are some legit arms, which I've never seen in the Angels organization. I saw that a lot in Kansas City, but there's some good position players, but there's a lot of arms in there. That gives you a chance to be really good for a lot of years to go along with these young position players you're just mentioning.
Ron Washington, we've known him for a long time. We've had him on this program for years. We know he's a teacher. Whether you like it or not, you're going to get taught by Wash. Putting guys up, looking at video, it's a different style. Like, what's the style? How's the fit for Wash in Anaheim?
Chris, it's been great. I'm glad he got another opportunity first and foremost because I've known him. Believe it or not, I've actually pitched against him, which is crazy enough. That's another story. But knowing every day where he comes in and expects every one of his players, whether it's Mike Trout or the 26th guy on the team, to be ready to put in the work. With Ryan Goins and Washer hitting these infield drills the minute they seem like they wake up. So these guys are putting in the work, and now you're seeing a lot that work come into fruition where they're actually succeeding. And I just love the fact that he wants to win. He kept saying, when the team was struggling, they were like 18, 19 games under 500. They're saying, you know what? Talk to me in August. They will be a team that's winning baseball games. So, they won 6 in a row before losing that last game. They did make a great comeback against the Tigers. They went on 7-1 in the 9th inning, made it a 1-run game. They had a chance with the tying run at the plate. So these guys believe in him, and I think part of it is because every day he expects to win and to go out there and fight all the way through till the end. I love him. I've always loved him from afar, and in conversations over the years, whether he was a coach here in Oakland or the manager in Texas or down there in Atlanta, always was a big fan, but now I'm getting to realize how great of a human being he is.
World Series champion, Royals Hall of Famer, and one of the best color analysts in our game. Gooby, always great to see you. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry for being a couple of minutes late. My dad upstairs is going, son, if you're early, you're never late. I feel bad.
Tyler Soderstrom up next right here on A's Cast Live.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
August 5th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps would like to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop to receive a pack of cards, plus receive a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products while supplies last. You can also celebrate International Trading Card Day with Topps on August 5th at the Oakland Coliseum and receive an exclusive A's card pack. Follow @Topps on social media and visit Topps.com for more information.
You're listening to A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
You know, I wonder, as a kid who grew up in the Valley, and you have everybody complaining about how hot it is. You got a breeze, it's not even 90 degrees out. I mean, it's like springtime for you.
Yeah, man, this is nice. Not too bad. 90 degrees, a little breeze, a lot better than Central Valley for sure.
How are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah, just hanging out, enjoying it. Just enjoy it, man. It's fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, because I think there was a part or a point where it's tough and it wasn't that much fun. It's fun. You know, you're 22 years old in your big leagues. You can see it now. Just tell us, like, the feeling of, you know what, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, you know, you got to kind of learn and just mature and grow up, and I think I've done a good job of that. And, you know, kind of obviously failing is not fun. No one wants to do that, and, you know, hitting 160 is not easy. So I think there's definitely a learning process that had to take place, and you know, I just tried to battle through, and here we are now. You know, obviously there's always room to improve, so we're trying to do that every day. But yeah, I think off to a good start.
Just how different is life from the first time we had you on this set, right? You're a first round pick. You come here, you haven't signed. Well, you just signed. You're taking BP. You sit down with us, and now here you are at 22, playing every day, starting at first base. Just how different life is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously going all the way back to 20, I got drafted, and definitely the COVID year was different. So got sent straight to the alt site and had to go through all that. But I mean, you know, just starting from low A and all the way to the big leagues obviously is a big jump, and just everything you kind of learn from start to finish is just kind of helps you prepare for this. So yeah, it's been good.
And I think about defensively. I remember when we first talked to you, what can you do other than catcher? And you talked about you played short. So going over to first, what kind of transition? Has it been that tough, or you've been used to playing other positions your entire life?
Yeah, there's always small things to each position that you kind of may feel awkward at start. But, I mean, I'm athletic enough. I mean, like you said, I mean, I played a bunch of positions growing up. I played shortstop in high school, played third base, caught, I pitched a little bit of outfield and travel ball. So, I mean, I bounced around. But, yeah, I feel comfortable at first base. I mean, obviously, you got to learn, like I said, the small little things that may not feel too good at first. But, you know, just keep working through that stuff with E-Mart and just keep going, man. But, yeah, I feel good over there, and it's been fun.
Do you think this is the position for you long term?
I don't know that. I mean, possibly. I mean, I think I could really play anywhere. So I think that's just kind of take care of itself over time. But I think right now I feel comfortable at first. I mean, it's a good spot to be for me. I mean, obviously, I feel like I could maybe go play in the outfield if they need me, maybe slide over to third at some point. But
I like it.
I mean, that's just me. I always wanted to be better and not just be stuck at one spot. But I mean, I feel like I could contribute at more places defensively. But right now, I mean, first base is where I'm at, so I'm just going to keep working there and just getting better over there.
I'd love to see you play third.
Yeah, hey.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, so when you talk hitting, and you said it sucks hitting 160, it sucks striking, what has changed for you?
You know, obviously just kind of learning to control that part of the game better. I mean, it's obviously it's not fun, so kind of had to learn to deal with that, but just trusting myself, and obviously getting results is what you want to see. So just glad to start getting results up here and just kind of learning my way. But yeah, it's been a fun process, and I enjoy all of it. I mean, I'm here early every day, early hitting, early defense. I mean, I'm grinding it all. So, I mean, I love the grind, and it's been fun.
Pitch recognition, find where the part of the strike zone where you do damage. Is that just something like over time you start to realize how to do it on a consistent basis?
Yeah, I mean, up here it's just a constant back and forth. You know, if you're hitting a certain pitch in a certain zone, I mean, they're not gonna throw it there. They're gonna try and go where you're not hitting it. So it's just a constant back and forth. I think is what I've learned so far. They're not gonna give you pitches to hit that often, and when they do, you better hit them because you're not gonna get really more than one. So just got to be aggressive in your zone. But like I said, it's constant back and forth. So just kind of figuring that part of it out and just kind of being an all-around hitter.
How much the catcher in you and all the time of studying the reports, studying hitters, how much being the catcher helps you as a hitter?
It helps a little bit. I mean, I've always been a pretty clear-minded person offensively. I mean, I'm not trying to think a whole lot. I'm just trying to be on time for the fastball and kind of see spin up and react to off speed. I think that's the way to do it. So I've kind of done that my whole career. When things aren't going well, you may get caught guessing every once in a while, but I think just overall, like, you got to just kind of stick to what works for you and just staying on the fastball and kind of reacting off speed. I think that's what I'm doing best.
Yeah, I want you to hit against lefties. Have you had that, and you have been, but have you gone to Kotze and go, bro, let's go. You got to keep me in here. Have you had that relationship with him yet to be like, you got to have me in there every day?
Yeah, I mean, we have that type of relationship. I feel like, I haven't personally gone to him and told him that I want to be in there against a lefty, but I think he knows that I want to be in there against lefties, and he knows I want to be in there every day. So I think we're taking the right foot forward and just kind of keep going here and just kind of trust in the process.
Do you get the sense now about the future when you see yourself and you see Geloff and you see Schumann, Jacob Wilson's coming, you got Lawrence Butler. Are you sensing a younger core that's starting to be it's not all here yet, but Colby Thomas, there's guys, Henry Bolte, do you sense there's that core coming?
Yeah, I mean, you sense it, you feel it. I mean, I think we've thought that for a while now. I mean, obviously it's going to take some time. Everyone's going to kind of have their own path and own kind of way and development, but I think you see it. I mean, we have plenty of talented guys to kind of build a big core and kind of get off to a better kind of start here and get some more wins going. But I think you see it. I mean, we got, like I said, plenty of guys down there that are kind of chomping, ready to get up here and kind of prove their stuff. I mean, we got plenty of guys up here that want to keep proving themselves too. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
What would be the one thing advice when a Jacob Wilson comes or Max Muncy comes, guys that you played with? What would be the one bit of advice you give them when they come up and they're getting their first shot at it?
Yeah, that's a hard question, but I think just it's a long season. So, if you start off slow, just keep battling. You're going to find your stride at some point. So just keep working hard and just trust yourself. Don't try and change. Just kind of do what got you here. Do what you've done to get you here and just don't get off that.
The great thing about this, and we'll end on this, is, we have you right out of high school, and then we're going to have you now at 22, and we'll be doing this when you're 28. We're going to be doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it and looking forward to the success.
Yeah.
Always appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
You be well.
Yeah, you too.
We got more coming up next right here. Actually, the GM's going to be coming up. David Forst, the general manager of the Oakland Athletics, right here on A's Cast Live.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
August 5th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps would like to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop to receive a pack of cards, plus receive a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products, while supplies last. You can also celebrate International Trading Card Day with Topps on August 5th at the Oakland Coliseum and receive an exclusive A's card pack. Follow @Topps on social media and visit Topps.com for more information.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit Xfinity.com/network management.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
With more sunshine returning, it's time to get outside and make the most of what Cinnabar Hills Golf Club has to offer. Like 27 championship caliber holes tucked in the beautiful hills of San Jose. And take advantage of their amazing Bay Area views for your next special event. It's all for you at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club, an award-winning venue designed to peacefully take you away from the bustle of Silicon Valley. Go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
If you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see our friends at the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
And the underdogs, Oakland Athletics, win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ-FOR-ME or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Serrata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
A's Cast Live continues from Ricky Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
Well, with the grounds crew's new shirts? Pick up the headset, Claywood. Huh? Oh, the other day? Yeah, I was doing a little TV. Little makeup, little suit. You like the suits? I like the shirts. I need a grounds crew shirt. I need one. I'll wear it on A's Cast Live. I'm a large. How about that? The grounds crew has shirts now.
I saw
Where's
those.
our A's Cast shirts? The grounds crew has shirts. We can't have A's Cast shirts?
By the way, if Road Trip Mike's listening and watching, which I know he is, my wife has gotten the T-shirt. She's going to start working on the Ace Cast front of the program shirt for Road Trip Mike.
A lot of news about Road Trip Mike. We will he will be on the post-game show later with an update. He's been hanging with our good friend Fran Reardon in Vegas.
Leader of men. Have
The
you seen
leader
what
of
he's
men.
done to Seth Brown? Don't call me Ted Williams in Vegas.
I thought he's Babe Ruth.
440 he's hitting in Vegas with 7 home runs. It's pretty good.
Yes, pretty good for Seth Brown. So a lot to talk about later. I told him to call in the post-game show at 833-625-2278. Call Robert now if you'd like to talk to Robert. If you have nothing to do and you want to just say hello to Robert Costa,
He's there.
give him a call.
He helps with the interviews we have for pregame when I tell him. So he's there.
He's there.
He should be done with
Call Robert, ask him how his day's going, tell him that he owes you money, and that give him your Venmo and make Robert pay it.
You can ask him multiple questions. Favorite Klay Thompson memory. Favorite Aletmus Diaz memory.
Guess what I did Sunday night?
Well, that's there could be a lot of things, but a Sunday night.
Sunday night.
So after you're done on television.
Before midnight, because that was the deadline.
Vote? No, it wasn't voting in the All-Star game. I don't know.
No. I did our gambling.
Oh, training, yeah.
Do you realize
I did that last month.
we can't? Well, I do it a lot. I'm a closer. I'm a reliever. I do everything in the last minute.
There's a word for that. It's called procrastination.
I mean, that's what I am. I come in the ninth inning and I throw as hard as I can. That was my job until I was forced to be a starter.
Oh, so you were the Seth Lugo of the San Jose State Spartans.
I became Seth Lugo my senior year, but the other years I was a closer setup guy. It was come in, throw as hard as you can get 3 outs and move on, and then go party that night. That was my career. So, do you realize that we can't even play fantasy baseball for a prize?
Yes. You can do football and everything for a prize, but not baseball.
The gambling policy for Major League Baseball. Now, we're both not gamblers. Like, I'll go do my football trip with my buddies in Reno. We used to do Vegas. Then we got married. We got forced to Reno. Like, I'll go, but I don't gamble. I don't play card games. You don't win. I hate playing blackjack. I hate all card games. I just do not like it. I like betting football. And that's about it, but that's on that weekend. So we're not big gamblers anyway, but going through the gambling policy is a joke. I'm like the whole time going, hypocrite. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, remember, it came very prevalent when thank you, David Fletcher and Shohei Ohtani. And
so I could get a Link Soul hat, and we could have a fantasy league, and we couldn't play for a Link Soul hat.
Correct, no.
Not money. You can't play. We couldn't play for a teddy bear. You can't play for prizes.
Nope, that's a prize. Anything, doesn't matter what it is. Something exchanging hands is considered a gift.
And I don't. It's not illegal, so they don't even tell you. They just say, "Well, you could be disciplined."
I don't know what that
means.
means.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like you're going to discipline me because we played our fantasy league for a teddy bear, and now I'm in trouble by baseball?
Yeah, it's a. I would say it's a slippery slope or loosey-goosey era, but it's not.
Is it a loosey? Were we still in a loosey-goosey era?
I don't think so anymore.
They're making money off MGM. They're making money off DraftKings, and who are all the different? They have all these gambling. How many teams? You watch the Padres. The Padres are sponsored by Saquon.
What is that? A casino?
It's an Indian casino. At one point, Saquon wanted to take over the name of San Diego. They want to be the Saquon Padres.
Interesting. Okay, never knew that.
What? And we can't play for a teddy bear because we're employees?
It's a very unfortunate thing, yes.
Once again, the gambling on base, but we will and are going to talk gambling on the show because we're going to Vegas. So it's going to be, we just can't do it, but we can talk about it because it's going to be a big part of the game.
Yeah. The general manager is waiting. He wants to hear our draft questions.
He's in shorts. He's in flip-flops. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he wants to hear about the draft.
Wait. We can't. Do not make our GM mad about telling him who he has to draft.
I gave up on that. He doesn't listen
By
to
the
me.
way, the fight between you guys in Nashville over the Rule 5, we've finally gotten over it. Do not make him mad about the draft.
The guy in the Rule 5 draft that he picked is on the mound tonight. I'm still wrong on that one. So I'll eat that one.
Do you have somebody for David Forst to draft?
Yeah, the kid from Wake Forest, the first baseman, Nick Kurtz.
He was on.
I would
MLB
say
Network
J.J.
last night.
Weatherholtz, but I think he's going to be gone.
So you're talking about the big kid who hits bombs from Wake Forest.
Yeah, that kid.
He was on MLB Network yesterday. They were showcasing him. Does he get to us?
He maybe. Because you get the kid from Oregon. You get the kid from Oregon State, Bazana. He's pretty good.
This is my
kid from West Virginia is good, and Charlie Condon from Georgia is very good.
I'm going to ask some really important questions like, is this a wide receivers draft? Is this more an offensive line draft? Those are the big pertinent questions.
College pitchers or high school hitter draft?
The GM is next right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
August 5th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps would like to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop to receive a pack of cards, plus receive a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products while supplies last. You can also celebrate International Trading Card Day with Topps on August 5th at the Oakland Coliseum and receive an exclusive A's card pack. Follow @Topps on social media and visit Topps.com for more information.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the games. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. They have a new spring menu with special dishes and a full bar with new delicious spring cocktails. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Nestled in the hills of San Jose, minutes from Silicon Valley, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club offers 27 holes of championship golf, first-class pro shop, practice facility, and great food in the grill. This time of year also means family and business get-togethers. Let the folks at Cinnabar Hills make your event unforgettable while enjoying their award-winning venue. It's all there for you. Championship golf, a great space for any events, and incredible food. See it all at CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intended and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
Streaming from Ricky Henderson Field, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
Well, if you're watching this show, now if you're listening on A's Cast, I apologize, but we run slides during the commercial break, and 2 main slides. Luis Morales is going to the Futures game. That's huge.
Yep.
And then Tim Hudson's going to be an instructor at Fantasy Camp.
I saw that news. What do you got on Tim Hudson and Greg Berhalter being in the same room? You watched the U.S. men's game last night? Their coach is a dead ringer for Tim Hudson. So I want to know if anybody's seen them in the same room.
But you think Fantasy Camp going down, Dave Stewart committed. He was acting like it was going to be his last year. Dave Stewart committed. Dallas Braden's going to be there.
Yeah.
And now Tim Hudson. I mean, you're talking about pitching.
It's a good lineup.
A's greatness.
So,
how cool is that?
Yeah. Huddy's putting in work at Auburn, but I guess Fantasy Camp is before his college season starts.
How happy. I remember when we had Shea Langoliers on this program to talk about it. Just how happy are you for your guys when they get to play in this Futures game? Because it's a big deal. It's like a super showcase. Like everybody gets to see you. You're at the All-Star side. It's a big deal.
No, it has. We've had guys who've had great experiences. And for someone like Luis, who, hasn't been in the States that long, has only been out, with an affiliated team since middle of last year. It's a great way for him to get exposed to a different level of play, to the guys who've been doing this, and to meet some people around the game. So I'm excited for him.
And I know people are saying, why isn't Jacob Wilson going? Well, there's a reason.
I mean, Jacob's back playing in AAA, which is great. But he's in the middle of what we call a game progression, where you don't go out and just all of a sudden start playing every day. He started out with 4 games in Arizona, 5 innings, 7 innings, 9 innings. The medical staff puts a lot of time and effort into how to build these guys back up when they've missed time. And Jacob is still in the middle of that playing progression. I'm sure you noticed he didn't play last night, which is like a worked-in off day based on what his progression looks like.
I can show you my phone where I started getting texts from buddies of mine who are fans. Like, is Jacob Wilson getting called up? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's not playing tonight. I'm like, he's just off the IL.
Yeah. No, you got to keep these guys healthy, and working them into the position where he can play every day is what they're doing. He's probably about a week away from that.
Do you think at some point we may see this kid out at shortstop here in Oakland?
Oh, on this field?
Here, this one.
Yeah,
this one right here.
I do. I mean, that's why you draft a guy 6 overall, is because you think he can play out on this field. But I don't know what the timeline is. If you hit 400 at every level that you play at, you're going to move pretty quickly.
All right, the guy I'm most excited about, and I've been talking about him, I'll never forget, you draft him out of Palo Alto High. We're sitting here. He's coming over. He takes BP. He walks up. He looks like an NFL. He's in high school. He looks like an NFL free safety and has the face of a 12-year-old, right?
You're a big Henry guy.
Henry Bolte. And I've the whole time been following him. I like this kid. We do that big Santa Clara baseball banquet every year. He was there. Yep. I love the kid. He's doing it. And the next, you move him up, from Lansing, you move him up. He immediately hits. How much do you just tell us about Henry Bolte and why you like him so much?
Look, he's been a huge success story for us this year, from a scouting standpoint, from a player development standpoint. Like you said, first game in AA last night, he went 3 for 4 with a walk. He did everything we asked of him in Lansing. He hit for power. He took walks. He played a great center field. He made adjustments. He's doing exactly what you want your young players to do. So got rewarded with a promotion to AA when, a little bit after Colby Thomas moves from AA to AAA, Henry takes his spot, and they had a good first game last night. Susak hit 2 homers as well, and hopefully he'll get that Midland team rolling.
When you think of Henry Bolte, and we always project, where do you project him to play? He can play anywhere in the outfield. Where do you project him to play?
We're going to keep him in center field as long as we can. Now, in AA with Denzel there, they're going to have to share time, so it'll be good for Henry to get exposed to the corners. Yeah. And we always say if you hit enough power-wise, it's easy to move you to the corner. He's got the arm to play right field. But center field's a hard position to fill. Obviously, JJ's made huge strides this year in doing it up here. But finding a guy who can truly play the position, knows how to use his speed, knows how to make our manager happy with their center field play, which is a high standard to meet. That's hard to do. So we're going to keep Henry getting reps in center field.
I actually called Kotze on that on the last Mark Kotze show, and I said, you know what, you've been kind of hard on the kid, and I can see he's worn on you and the way he's played. And he's like, because, to play center field, Mark Kotze is the manager. He's not going to just throw flowers at you right out of the gate.
No, you have to live up to that standard. I think that's sort of the natural thing to do is judge the guys who play for you by how you did it. And JJ's done a really nice job.
All right, so when we start looking at the trading deadline coming up, I just get the sense you really don't have to make any moves, do you?
No, absolutely not. I don't have to. Our baseball ops group is obviously working on it, taking calls, talking about it. There's nothing we have to do. We have opportunities to get better, whether that's, right now, down the road. But no, we don't have to do anything.
I'm glad you say that because I got an idea.
Oh, good.
All right, here you go. You ready?
This is Cody's idea after yours?
No. Let's save that. Cody will make you mad later. Tell me if you could do this. I was thinking about this last night. I should have much more of a life, but I don't. Toro third, Jacob Wilson at short, Geloff at second, Soderstrom at first. You got the two-headed monster of Langeliers and McCann behind home plate.
Okay.
I got Andujar in left. I got Blade in center. Right field will be interesting because you got a bunch of different guys. Colby Thomas, Lawrence Butler. You mentioned Denzel Clark. At some point, maybe Henry Bolte. I'll let you figure that, and you may add to that.
Okay.
Rooker at DH. That's what you're bringing. As everybody's perfect world, everybody's healthy. That's your starting lineup next year.
Okay. You haven't mentioned Max Schumann, who's done a hell of a job playing shortstop.
I got him on the roster as your utility guy.
Good. You haven't mentioned Brett Harris, who's back here today, who we like a lot, is going to get a lot of reps at third base. But I like how you're thinking about sort of creating this foundation of position players.
They've all been here. They've played together. Right. They've traveled together.
It's absolutely how we think about it. And as you go into a deadline and we're going to get questions about Langeliers and Blade and Andujar, and that's just how the trade deadline works, is that teams who are competing aren't afraid to ask about anybody. So I'm ready for that, but I'm also here to say, those are guys who are the foundation of what we're trying to do. We are trying to get better. We're trying to build something that's going to last. And obviously that goes into where we play the next 3 years. It goes into where we play after that. Regardless, it's what we're trying to build long term. So I think you're thinking about it the right way. I think the names will be adjusted based on how guys do. And we've seen that even over this year. I really want to get Ryan Noda back up here.
Yeah.
There are guys down there. Nick Allen's swung the bat well. I still think there are guys who aren't on your necessarily starting nine who are going to be a part of this. And that's great. How many times have I said you can't have too many good players? That's not a problem that we're worried about having.
Yeah, competition inside the building. Yes, if Ryan Noda gets back, Max Muncy. There's a lot of guys. Competition. That's just kind of in my head what I just saw. But yeah, the competition makes everybody better. For sure.
So no, we're talking about trying to find positives and trying to be optimistic about what's going on here, even as you struggle and as the standings don't look like what you want. But there are good things, there are good players, and these guys are developing and learning every day.
There's two things I sell: hope and worry. Right now I'm selling hope.
Keep the worry for yourself.
If Brian Cashman calls for Andujar, just send a voicemail, because I do not want – I know he wants him back, but just send him back, send him to voicemail.
Yeah.
Andujar's been and the other thing too is we always have to worry about finances. No one's looking for a big payday too. It's everybody fits. All the guys I mentioned, they fit financially.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have to make moves for those reasons, for sure.
Speaking of finances with Letmus Diaz, take us through that move, why you thought you needed it to happen.
Yeah, that was a tough one. We really believed in Letmus when we signed him a year and a half ago, coming off a really good year, as the ability to be a veteran, have professional at bats, play all over the field, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And he was an incredible pro when we talked to him today, and apologized for not performing better, not making this easier on us, and that's what you would expect from a guy like that, but it wasn't because of a lack of work. I mean, he had some injuries. He worked his butt off to get back, things like that. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and it's time for us to give the at-bats to other guys and for him to move on. So, that's a tough conversation to have, but, I wish him the best.
Yeah, I've talked about it in the post-game show because when callers want to trade everybody, and I just listen, these at-bats and these innings, especially where the franchise is now for the rest of the season, to me are precious. Who you give them to,
right?
Who takes them, and what are they for long-term? How are we building long-term? Would you agree? Like everyone, there always should be precious, but right now there's so much building and trying for growth.
I think, look, more than ever here and just in the big leagues in general, like at-bats on this field, pitches thrown on this field are huge for development. There's such a huge gap right now between AAA and the big leagues, and we see it all the time. And you actually have to develop guys on the big league level, in my opinion, because they're playing a different game in the minor leagues. They're not doing the game prep. They're not doing the positioning. They're not doing all the pitch, the pitch repertoires, all the stuff that we do up here that we have a huge staff that puts so much time into. It doesn't happen to AAA. And that's why you see some gaudy numbers down there that don't always translate to the big leagues. So more than at any point I've been doing this, at bats and innings up here are the way you develop guys to be good up here.
All right, everybody's talking Mason Miller. I've been bringing up this point. Tell me if I'm kind of in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Since you first got in this game and where you are now, the way that front offices value their prospects, they don't like partying with their top prospects. So whenever you have a certain player, people think like every GM's going to call and offer their top prospects. I'm going, no, they don't. That's not how that works. So obviously we're not going to talk directly about Mason. I'm sure there's being calls being made about him or maybe Lucas Ursig or who, but just talk about how the game has changed and how people really don't want to give up their top prospects.
Yeah. Look, I think trading is a lot different than it was 10 years ago, certainly 15 or 20 years ago. I mean, there's a reason we're still talking about the Juan Soto to the Padres trade on MLB Network or wherever, because those things just, they don't happen that often anymore. And the reality is, like, most trade conversations with another team begin with who is not available. That's just sort of the nature of the game. Like, here's a list of guys who are off the table because we definitely won't trade them under any circumstances, because teams value their own prospects really highly. And to be honest, like, teams have gotten better at doing that. You've gotten better at analyzing your own guys, understanding who makes it to the big leagues. So it's understandable, but that's the reality of the conversation is, okay, we're interested in player X, but we're not trading these three guys. So have at it. And a lot of times there's no conversation to be had after that.
The extra wild card has made a lot more people buyers than sellers.
Yeah.
What is that like in the marketplace? Because if you're a seller, there's a lot more buyers. You're getting a lot more calls.
Yeah, it's made for a lot of buyers. Sometimes they're tentative buyers. I mean, let's be honest.
They're kicking the tires.
I mean, yeah, they want to improve their team, and they're not like selling off parts, but they're also not giving up prospects 1 through 8 for anybody.
Yeah.
So it makes for a lot of conversation. It doesn't always make for a lot of trades. Like, we made deals last year with Cincinnati and Arizona at the deadline. Like, good for both of those teams. They were not going to win their divisions, but they had a chance to make the playoffs as wild cards. Obviously, it worked out great for Arizona. But if you're in that position, we've always said, like, there aren't that many chances to go for it. So try and add to your team. I appreciate that those teams were willing to do that last year.
You have so much. We don't have enough time to go over all the guys that are injured. You got a lot of guys that are injured, right? So
yeah,
who do you want to talk about? Who's the closest? Where are we?
Yeah, it's not just us. I mean, you look at the injured lists around the game, and a lot of them are in the double digits. I think in the next week to 10 days, you'll see Blackburn, Stripling, and Ruiz hopefully heading out on rehab assignments, and that's a really good sign.
So they're not even that close.
That sounds pretty close to me.
Well, they're heading out, but I mean,
it's all relative, right? Like, unfortunately, like someone like Darryl is still a ways away from that. Like, it was a really bad injury. Danny Jimenez is gonna be on the shelf for a while. So those are Woody's getting close to throwing again. He's hopefully gotten over that hump, but those are the three closest on our radar, I think.
How's Joe Boyle doing?
Joe Boyle's putting in the work. He's had 2 really rough outings in a row. But he spent a lot of time over the weekend with Gil Patterson, with Pike Goldschmidt, with our pitching group, trying to dig in, really trying to find out what's going on. So I'm optimistic about Joe that there are adjustments to be made. The stuff is there, the velocity is there. When we traded for him just a little less than a year ago, command was the issue that we knew he had. He made adjustments. He had success here. There's no reason to think he can't do it again.
I wanted to save this for last. Armando Alvarez. I love these stories. It reminds us of guys like ourselves, right? Like we just weren't good enough.
Wait. Armando Alvarez playing the big leagues.
I know.
What does that have to do with you and me?
700 games in the minor leagues.
Yeah, it's awesome.
At some point he was probably thinking it's never going to happen. I mean, he's playing well for the Giants, didn't get the call. He comes over, this ever going to happen. And he comes up and he shows you, I can make contact, I can play defense, I can run a little bit. I've been using a lot of what you said is either last time or the time before. Yeah, tools get you here, but it's the skill set that will keep you here and help you win ball games. He's got a skill set that helps you win. We have seen that. Just as someone who's been around the game for a long time, knowing he played 700 minor league games, how happy were you to call him up, how you feel for him, and what that means for the organization?
Yeah, I mean, you can get caught up in sort of the day-to-day and the struggles and the frustrations, but you have to be able to step back and, like you said, see a great story like that and enjoy a young man's sort of first experience, particularly in Armando's case, after he spent so much time trying to get here. And it's great. I mean, there are so many deserving players out there, and you have to be in the right place at the right time. I think we do a pretty good job of selling opportunity when we're out there talking to guys in the offseason, particularly in that minor league free agent market. This is a meritocracy. If you play well enough and your time comes, you're going to be here. You don't have to be drafted by the A's to come. You don't have to know whoever. If you play well enough, we're going to find a spot for you, and he did that.
And that political game is played with a lot of organizations, and that's why we always say this is the land of opportunity. What does he need to do to stay here and even to be thought about in 2025?
I mean, the things you talked about, he's got to show versatility in the field. He's got to catch the ball wherever he's at, have quality at bats. He took some walks in the minor leagues. That's important. Ultimately, hitting the ball out of the ballpark up here helps too. So there's a whole list of things, and continue to be in the right spot at the right time.
You excited about the draft?
I'm always excited about the draft. It's fun. We start our meetings a week from today. Scouts coming in. It's a fun time. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm hearing it's a big wide receiver draft. I think there's some good safeties, especially we can find some guys. The offensive line? You go with guys from the Big Ten, the offensive line, you're usually going to be good. The draft speak.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw that one on TV one time. So no, it's exciting. There's
college draft.
It's a good draft. It's the college position players, college pitchers, very heavy. I think in the first round you'll see a lot more of those guys than you will the high school guys. But there's some really good young players out there. I think as we get into our second, third, fourth picks, similar. We found Echeverria and Miller last year, a little bit after the first day. I think there's a lot of those guys too, but it's really good up top. The college position player group is really impressive.
Do you have a philosophy on how to draft, or it's like, man, wherever we're picking, we're taking the best guy?
My philosophy is try not to get stuck with one philosophy, because I think that's when you make mistakes, is when you kind of come into the process sort of predetermined what you're going to do, what kind of player you're looking for, and don't leave yourself open to be convinced that this guy is the right guy. So we're going to go in next Tuesday with an open mind. Eric's going to set up the board for everybody, and we're going to come out with some really good players starting Sunday night.
Well, in your old draft rooms, Moneyball, the guy said he's got an ugly girlfriend. Well, what does that mean? It means no confidence. So I don't know what you guys, I saw Moneyball.
I did too.
I believe everything I see in the movies. Cody, you have a pick for the
An ugly girlfriend.
What's that mean?
Ugly girlfriend means no confidence.
Good callback.
That wasn't you who said that.
It wasn't.
Okay.
No.
What do you got?
I gave you a couple of the guys, but I'm sure Weatherholt might be gone. Bazzana, maybe. Caglione, kid from Florida. I don't know if is he really going to be a dual guy in the majors?
I don't know.
And then a couple like Hagen Smith, but I'm sure he might be gone. So, I mean, 4th is a good spot.
It is a good spot. No, I like where we are this year, and I like all the names you just mentioned. Those are the guys that are going to be, up near the top of our board. They're obviously up there in the mock drafts, and I've seen pretty much all those guys play, and they're all deserving of going in the top 5.
Yeah, the Braden Montgomery injury was kind of unfortunate timing for him because he was. I saw the mocks, and they were saying they were looking at the A's, but now with the injury, so it's going to be interesting. But I always look forward to this because I try to watch a little bit of college baseball to get to know these guys now that around the organization. Yeah. So I look forward to it. I know it's during the All-Star break, and it's on Sunday, right?
Sunday night is the first 2 rounds and the comp picks, and then 3 through 10 on day 2 and 11 through 20 day 3. So, we go into the All-Star break. A week from now will be totally different than 10 days from now. Like, the board will change. We'll have tons of conversations. That's the fun part about the draft, is getting in there with the group and really going over what they've seen the last 6 months.
You know what? I'll be in Hawaii. I hope you have a good draft. Can't wait to
I used to have an All-Star break to go places like that.
Two-way player.
Yeah.
Is that something you'd be really interested in, or does that just seem like a lot of hassle?
I think you have to be open to it. It certainly creates a lot of work, but it's incredibly valuable if you get to this field and can do both. That's 2 roster spots and 1 guy, so it's good. I will say two-way pitcher. That I'm a little more worried about. There's one of those in this draft. He's really impressive. We got a chance to sit down with him at the combine.
A two-way pitcher?
Yeah.
Like Vendetti?
Yeah. Except he throws 98 from this side and 94 from this side.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's that worries me. It's like 2 chances to get hurt. But he's incredibly talented. He's an incredible young man, and I wish him the best. But
wait a minute. If he gets Tommy John on one side, he's still got the other side.
Okay. You pitch with your left arm when your right one's in a sling?
in one of those braces that they have? Can you have 2 Tommy Johns at one time?
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
Oh, my God.
It's at A&M, right? He pitched at A&M?
No, he's at. I'm going to screw it up between Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and Rooker's going to give me a hard time.
I remember the college. I think it was Mississippi State.
I also would screw up. He's from Curacao. I'll screw up his first name. Sintje is his last name. He pitched in the SEC tournament. He had a great year.
And he's a fascinating guy.
Really smart young man.
Do it. Hey, thank you for everything as always.
All right, Towny.
We appreciate it. We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. There are 2 things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
August 5th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps would like to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop to receive a pack of cards, plus receive a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products while supplies last. You can also celebrate International Trading Card Day with Topps on August 5th at the Oakland Coliseum and receive an exclusive A's card pack. Follow @Topps on social media and visit Topps.com for more information.
This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our Year 2 partnership with Linksole. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksole.com. That's linksole.com. Remember, look good, play good.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the games. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. They have a new spring menu with special dishes and a full bar with new delicious spring cocktails. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
And the underdogs Oakland Athletics win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, three-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ-for-me or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Serrata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
Hey folks, Vince Cotroneo here to explain why Cinnabar Hills Golf Club on the hills of San Jose is my favorite place to play. With 27 holes to choose from, any level of player will love it. It's the best place to play in Silicon Valley. At the Turn, I've enjoyed the menu from the grill of the newly renovated restaurant, not to mention a 19th hole experience to relive the day. The expanded clubhouse will service all your needs, and best of all, you can plan any event, including weddings at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club with some of the most amazing views of the Bay Area. Visit CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is a national brand with family-owned prices and service. You can shop at one of their Bay Area locations, and all stores are sanitized and safe, or you can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Streaming from Ricky Henderson Field, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
You know, at least right field Will gets it.
Gets what?
He understands the dynamics. Because he's a loyal listener, loyal viewer, loyal.
We got to find out what we call in our realm now, because it used to be P1, but we don't have those anymore.
What are our great fans? I saw Baseball Betty showed up today. Baseball Betty's here. She was talking about it's hot. I'm like, man, you're one of the rich people. You got these seats right in the shade. By the way, if you think this is hot.
No, it's fine. It's hotter in San Jose.
It's way hotter in San Jose. This is, to me, is perfect. I like, what is it, around 85 right now?
I'd have to look here. Let me check. Hold on. It was like 90 when we were setting up for the show.
I'm
going
to say it's like 85, 86.
Check the old Weather Channel app.
Okay, those are always, it's terrible, but go ahead.
It's saying it's 82 degrees right now.
82 degrees. 82 degrees. 82 degrees. Seriously. You people can't handle 82? That's ridiculous. Soft. These people who live close to the water are soft. That's just fact. Tyler Soderstrom grew up in the valley. It's like 113 there right now. You think he's worried about Tyler Soderstrom? Like, this is great.
No, you said it's like spring for him.
Yeah, it's not spring. It's more like it's more like late spring for him. He's like, you kidding me? 82 degrees and you grew up in the valley?
Now, see, right now, perfect example. The Pirates are playing at home and against the Cardinals. And it's July 2nd. In Pittsburgh right now, it's probably 85 degrees, but with the humidity, it's probably 100 and feels like 105.
Well, I was talking to somebody up who works for us who worked for the Brewers. He goes, oh, my God, it'd be like 90% humidity, 96 degrees.
On the Brewers Stadium that's enclosed.
All this talk about weather. It's 82 degrees right now. Stop. This is beautiful. I'm not even breaking a sweat.
Brewers ballpark that's enclosed with a roof.
Can they open it? Have they fixed that yet?
I know they were supposed to get that fixed, but I think it used to be retractable, or it can be still.
Hey, let me tell you, I spent a summer in Minnesota at a high school. It was awful. That's
a weird place. That's a weird place to spend your year after high school.
The land of 10,000 lakes. It's the land of 10,000 insects. It's awful. They got the biggest mosquitoes. It's like the state bird.
I'm sure you
mosquitoes.
went. I'm sure you went there to watch Kirby Puckett and the Twins.
I did.
Play.
I saw Ken Herbeck. I got Kirby Puckett.
Jack
Chili
Morris.
Davis. Jack Morris wasn't there. He's a Tiger then. 90? Or was he there by 90?
Well,
91?
I'm thinking about the team when he played and they beat the Braves.
I've been 91. I was there in 90.
Oh, maybe he wasn't there then.
Gary Gaetti.
Yeah, there you go.
Gags.
Who's the manager? Was it Tom Kelly?
Tom Kelly?
Yeah.
I interviewed Tom Kelly like last few years of his career. He was great. He was getting out and I was getting in. The great Tom Kelly. This has been a fun show today.
Yeah.
The GM. We can cut up a lot of the GM.
Yeah.
We got to get that for A's Total Access and for my third inning hits.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'll have
on Morales today for the fifth inning hit on the minor league hit.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have a lot of stuff with him. Tyler Soderstrom was good, talking about everything.
Tyler was great.
Gooby talking about Bo Jackson.
Oh,
that's your guy.
Mark, because when I was growing up, I loved George Brett. I watched as much Royals baseball as you could back then, and Mark Gubicza was one of those Royals. So
Royals Hall of Famer.
I've always been a huge fan of Mark Gubicza, and the fact that he has been so kind to spend all this time. Even when we were starting this thing out, Mark Gubicza, I mean, he's been one of the loyal people who works for another team. I can't say enough for what Gooby's done for us on this show.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good relationship with all the guys in the AL West over the years. I mean, obviously, everyone knows our relationship with Blummer and Sparksy and Aaron Goldsmith in Seattle and what team I forget? Texas, Eric Nadel, the Hall of Famer, CJ
Yankowski before he
Jared
left.
Sandler, the guy that he does pre and post and TV for them too. So we got some guys, and then now we got I'm looking forward to. I think it's next homestand that we're home. We're gonna have to probably do it over a weekend, but we'll catch up with Wash. It's been since the winter meetings that we got a chance to catch up with Wash. So it'll be good to see him and catch up with him.
At the winter meetings, the Angels people tried to deny us Wash, and Wash denied them and said, yes, I will do A's Cast.
Yeah, he came on. So they emailed me earlier and said that Wash wants to do it the next home since it's their last trip to the Coliseum.
I have something for – which one's mine?
I
have
a lot of highlighted stuff in mine. That's mine. Yeah.
I have something for you. I have a question. And I want you to relax. Just relax, okay? Because this question, you should know the answer. I just got to get the question real quick because I actually didn't write the question down. You, though, should get the question. Find it. Here it is. To my email. All righty. Aaron Judge. Have you heard of him?
Nice little player.
A 1430 OPS, 1,430 OPS. Over a 50-game span in modern history, so modern history is since 1900. A 1,430 OPS, that's monster. There's been there's been 5 guys who have done it, counting Judge. Who has done it the most? Who am I? I want you to relax. See, because Cody gets a little stressed. He always likes to be right. He never wants to be wrong. I want you to be relaxed, clear-headed, because you should know this answer.
What was the question again? One more time.
See, he's already stressing out. See, he's already stressing out.
No, I want to make sure I get it because I think I know the answer.
1,430 OPS over a 50-game span. 5 different players have done it, but who's done it the most?
Mark McGwire.
I want you to relax and think about it.
Babe Ruth.
Who is always the answer to everything?
Because I remember seeing something about OPS and McGwire was on the list, and there was a guy from like 1896 or something that was had the highest single season OPS plus of all time for a right-handed hitter.
Okay,
it was on MLB Now yesterday.
So whenever you think, when all they came with all these new analytics, remember they wanted to like disprove that, and we're going to do this thing. Let's try OPS. Who's got the greatest OPS of all time?
That'd be Babe Ruth.
Yeah. So every single time we do these things, it always goes back to Babe Ruth.
And see, Michael's he's fully tuned in now because we're talking about the Yankees.
Oh yeah, he actually I made it. Can you guess all 5? I've given you 2.
Oh, Ruth and McGwire, right?
McGuire's not on.
Oh, so Ruth, Judge.
Yeah, I've given you 2.
Hank Aaron.
No. You gotta remember, an OPS of 1,430. That's a lot of bombs, a lot of walks. Who's hit a lot of bombs and
Hank
walked
Aaron.
a lot? He's hit a ton of home runs and walked a lot.
Willie Mays.
No.
I'm going off the home run all-time leader list of home runs.
Yeah, if you went off that list, who's the all-time home run leader?
Oh, that guy that played for the Giants, Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds did it 4 times. Ruth did it 5 times. Wow, you see, he struggles. He starts to panic.
There's 2 other
guys. He worries
guys.
about being right. There's 2 other guys.
Recent guys, or are we talking about 1890s guys?
The king of slug. Who's the king of slug? Who is the king of slug?
Well, he had obviously a good power hitter.
And had a lot of extra base hits.
It's none of the guys I just listed because it wasn't Aaron because he had the most.
He is the king of slug.
Not Griffey.
Not even close. Griffey can't even hold this guy's jock.
Just tell me. I don't feel like guessing.
Ted Williams.
Okay. King. That makes sense.
He's the king of slug.
Because I was thinking Yankee. I was going to go with another Yankee like Mick or Joe DiMaggio.
I'll go, for my boy Michael here. I'll give you one more Yankee. It was Lou Gehrig.
Oh, okay.
Is that pretty incredible?
I mean, there's another note on Judge in the notes.
All right. I can only do so much Yankeeography. I'm not turning this into a Yankee show.
Yeah, I know, but this the notes about Judge because he's already on pace to have more home runs than he did, or when he set the record, he has more home runs now than he did then. I think I did the math. He's on pace for 58 or 59, so he would still be behind his record. Yeah, never. Yeah, your notes right there. That's why I remember seeing it. I forgot all the names about Judge.
I knew he'd panic. Michael, I knew he'd panic.
McGwire was on the list. McGwire was on the MLB.
He had McGwire.
He was on the MLB Now list yesterday. That's why.
All right. For the A's, yeah, I like the guy going tonight. See, I think there's going to be, listening to Mark Kotze earlier before the game and listening to the general manager, there's going to be an interesting problem. What are you going to do when Alex Wood and Ross Stripling are ready to go again?
Yeah, and Blackburn. He was pitching tonight in AAA?
No.
I mean,
Muller's
Muller's pitching in AAA tonight, too.
Mark Kotze mentioned that maybe 1 or 2 more outings, and then you're going to – but Muller you can stick in the bullpen.
Yeah, but yeah, when you have those 3 –
Are you going to take Mitch Spence out?
your three veterans coming back.
You gonna take Mitch Spence out?
You gonna take Spence out? You can take Medina out?
After the way he just threw the ball, what are you gonna do with Joey Estes?
Yeah, the way he's pitched. Could this be a possible we bring it back and just thanks for the memories?
We just talked about with the GM about how precious these innings are. I mean, what are you going to do? It is a serious dilemma.
Yeah. Well, luckily we're
for a team with a really bad record, it will be a serious dilemma.
Plus, we're still, seems like we're still a ways away from getting close to that. I mean, I know he said Blackburn and Woody are underway, way out, but I keep seeing his name mentioned, and I know we don't put a lot of stock into trade articles, but I keep seeing Blackburn's name mentioned in trade articles.
Did I tell you about the rumor I heard?
No. Mason Miller?
No. It's that the Yankees are calling.
Oh, but
that's why I mentioned it. See how I snuck that in there about Cashman calling you about Andahar and send it to voicemail?
They want him back?
Supposedly the Yankees are calling about Andahar.
If it doesn't start with Judge, I don't want him.
You wouldn't take Volpe, the Disney prince? You wouldn't take him?
What other Yankee? Cabrera?
Not that Gleyber Torres. He stinks. He's on my fantasy team.
He'll be like the guy that we'll give you Gleyber and cash considerations for.
We'll give you Gleyber, Rizzo.
I always forget he's on the team.
He's
hurt because he's hurt now, yeah.
Yankees got a bunch of guys who are hurt. They're not playing well. Andujar actually really would fit for the Yankees because the Yankees, once again, all they do is hit home runs. DJ LeMahieu, the guy that hasn't shown, the guy that's supposed to be able to hit for some average for him, DJ LeMahieu stinks. Andujar would be a guy, they need somebody who can make contact. You know what? Everybody in the sport needs guys who can make contact and hit for average.
It's actually funny because Luis Heel, who's pitching tonight for the Yankees, which
he has not pitched
how
well.
The Yankees
lately.
doing Yankees.
Michael, my Yankee honk, he has not thrown well
it's
yet.
It's not on there. It's not on the board, but they're down 5-0. Ellie De La Cruz 3-run home run.
Oh,
Heel has not been through. Remember, Heel was this is a record. We don't need Garrett Cole. Heel has been getting lit up.
He was on pace to start the All-Star game.
Didn't he just get lit up by the Mets too?
Yeah.
So him and Garrett Cole.
So now
Grimace.
That's actually a good thing for the A's.
Oh my
Why is it a good
God.
thing for the A's?
That Jose Iglesias sings "Oh my God."
Why
or Grimace?
Luis Heel getting roughed up.
Why is it good for the A's that this Yankee guy shows up, throws the ball great, and now gets lit up? Why is that great for the A's? I have no idea.
That means he's the front runner right now for AL Rookie of the Year. Mason Miller second. If Mason Miller wins the award, the A's get an additional first-round draft pick. If Mason Miller wins the AL Rookie of the Year award.
See, that's why he gets paid the big bucks. You think about that kind of stuff.
Luis Hill coming off Tommy John surgery 2 years. What was it, last year? Although he pitched some games in 2022. Then again, Mason Miller pitched last year too, but we can't define what innings and thresholds are for rookies. So that's why these guys are both up for Rookie of the Year.
Can I say this too? The fact that we left the game in Arizona on Sunday with the loss and Ursig and Miller did not pitch, and you have a day off on Monday, that can't happen.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That can't happen. You got a tremendous start from Luis Medina. Somebody in the scrum asked about Medina. They had maybe mentioned him going to the bullpen. Can we stop? Medina, as of right now, until guys come back, Medina has to start. You've got to see what you have as you have to see what he's got for you as a starter, because he showed you again at Arizona the ability that is there. It's your job as an organization to get it out of him. But if he gets some dog in him, he's got the ability to be a legit starter. He's got that ability. He's got it. It's like if you could take Joey Estes and put it into Luis Medina, my God.
Bulldog, like a Greg Maddux, a Tim Hudson, who's headlining fantasy camp. You can still go sign up.
How about Huddy at fantasy camp? Is that incredible?
I'm efforting to get him on the show next week for us before we both leave for vacation.
I think we're efforting for him already in January when we'll be at fantasy camp.
Oh, can you imagine him and Bobby Crosby and I drinking beers and at the hotel bar, like
at the DoubleTree?
Talk about a who's at Dave Stewart, me, Dallas Braden, Tim Hudson.
Dallas Braden. Oh yeah. Maybe get Carney to come down and have another one with you.
Terry. Now we're talking about A's Hall of Famers, and then I'm there. I mean, you're there too, but you're not. I'm partaking in the Budweiser.
I can have a
whatever.
sparkling water or a coffee.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a degenerate like you people. I know this. I'll be the one ready to go the next day at fantasy camp.
And we'll be up till like 1, like we were last time, 1 in the morning, talking with those guys.
It was ridiculous. You're like, God, we're telling the same stories. I've heard every one of these stories. I got to get out of here. I don't need to hear the same stories over and over again anymore.
That was free beer for me.
Where we had to sneak into the room because we were too loud.
Yeah.
You know what? At some point, when you're almost getting kicked out of the DoubleTree, you got to shake yourself. At some point in our lives, we're better than that.
Yeah, maybe we.
But you know what? We're really not.
Maybe we take
How
a
much
step.
time do we got?
We got to go.
We got to go?
Yeah. Because we got A's Total Access here in 15 minutes. You'll hear from.
What are you running now?
Greatest moments in Oakland history, Part 5. Yep,
Part 5?
I have 5 of them put together already from.
Vince's?
Vince's,
These. I got to tell you. Someday when they remember Vince Cotronio's career, you got to play these. They're that good. They're the stuff that, and I know play-by-play and everything, but the stuff that he's done for us that we play on A's Total Access, then we put it on A's Cast, all these over the years that he's done, they're absolutely fabulous. Everybody, thank you for watching and listening to A's Cast Live today. Special thanks to Mark Gubicza. Special thanks to Tyler Soderstrom. Always great to have the David Forst Show, the general manager. We get about every 2 weeks or so check in with the general manager of the Oakland Athletics. And that's it, right?
Yeah, we're going to have Emo tomorrow.
We have a present for Emo tomorrow. He doesn't know. Tomorrow, we give Emo his special Dr. Emo white, what do we call it, a jacket?
Lab coat?
Lab coat. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I have it wrapped up in my car. I don't know if it's like the full lab coat or I don't. But yes, Dr. Emo, it'll be official tomorrow. What else?
I'm working on getting Dallas Braden. I talked to him. He said, let me know if he can come on. We haven't had Braden in a while.
Yeah.
And then we're hoping to get Armando Alvarez.
I love the kid. Can we talk about it? He's 29. I know he's not a kid, but he's a kid to me. Can we have – I want to talk to him. He's a great story.
He's on the list. I put Soderstrom first.
Anybody – so you go out and you play, and the first time anybody in the media ever steps up to you and asks you a question, it was Martin Gallegos. In the first reply ever to the media, you use the word grateful twice. Tells you a lot about the kid. He used the word great. Maybe we'll go find that. He used the word grateful twice to talk about his opportunity in playing in that game. It just shows what's inside him. That all that time in the minor leagues when he thought it never was going to happen, and it finally happens, he's not here going, yeah, you SOBs, I showed you I can play. No, he was just grateful. Just grateful. I can't wait to talk to him. All right, coming up next, we got A's Total Access. We'll get you ready for A's baseball. We'll see everybody tomorrow right here. It's not hot. It's beautiful. It's summertime. It's supposed to be warm. We'll see everybody here tomorrow, 4 o'clock for A's Cast Live.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This has been a presentation of the Oakland Athletics.